All right, so as I explained, just how agent pay is reflected as, and then some of the numbers that are in this big formula, how they are calculated are right here. Now Jenny's just going to show you where you can find these formulas again for transactions written on or after January 1st, 2019, and how we pay the agents in 2019.
Okay. Yes, so again, I'm gonna go down here to a blank line because that's where the 2019 pay method begins. These are all 2018 pay method. So if you look at buyer partner split or listing partner split, you'll see the formula up here. So it shows you've got your GCI minus an outside referral if there is one, minus the 450 DHT off the top, and minus the team referral fee. And then, so once you determine what the result is from that, you would multiply by the agent split based on the lead type. And the agent split, as you can see, comes from column R, which is way over here. There it is. So the important part about that is you'll notice if you look closely at the formula, which you don't have to, but there is no, for this part of the formula over here, if there is a showing agent or if there is an agent 2 situation, they get deducted off of the results for after you apply the agent split. But the ISA, you'll notice the ISA column is nowhere in this formula. That is because, as Dave has explained to me, if there's an ISA that sets the appointment, the lead type goes from system to scrubbed. So, and as a result, the percentage that gets inputted over in this column gets deducted by 10%.
So it will go from a system to a scrub. So it will go from 40% if this column lead type was system. And when there's an ISA involved, you change it to scrubbed, and that'll automatically take it from 40 to 30%.
Right. So there's no deduction of the ISA fee here because it's already deducted in the percentage split that the agent is receiving here because it went from being a system lead to a scrubbed lead.
So from an administrative standpoint, we just have to make sure that when there's an ISA involved in the column, that we change it from system to scrubbed. Otherwise, it will be wrong.
And that the percentage matches the scrubbed.
Right. And the percentages for 2019 are different than the percentages for 2018. And Jenny should have that set up properly when you enter a different a transaction written in 2019. It'll reflect the new career track, which the listing and buyer compensations are different than the old one.
Yeah, that's this column, right?
That is that column.
That's the job of whoever inputs.
Yep. Yeah, right. And I think, did we attach the career track to this or not? So I've sent you the career track, the new one. So you'll just have to pay close attention, to when you enter those percentages.
One other thing with the ISA situations, when you do mark this scrubbed and then deduct the percentage to whatever scrubbed should be, you also should still put in the 10% to the ISA in this column because this is the column that is used to calculate the ISA's pay. So you have to make sure you put whatever, the 10% in that column also.
Yep. Same with showing agent. You'll need to put 5% in that column as well.
Yeah. So that is, so these are just, the rest of these, again, are just deductions that come out of the agent pay. So that would be if they used a showing assistant, if they used an agent 2, which simply has a different percentage split than the showing agent. Or if there's 2 other very rare situations, or no, there's one other rare situation. There have been a very few cases where the agent elected to make a contribution to the nonprofit, the Project Lamplight. So that would be deducted in the formula if that was the case. And then the other thing that's in here that gets deducted is for certain agents is the agent cap, which is used to pay for their
KW royalty of $3,000 per agent, plus what I'm granting them, which is a half of a quarter cap towards the company dollar, which I'm recollecting.
Right. And this is already set. Yeah, this column is already set to filter for it to be calculated only for certain agents, the newer agents. So it's for St. John, Brittany, Andrew, Victoria, and whoever else comes on board. If there is a new agent, that person's name will need to be filtered into this formula. And it's currently set to calculate 10% because I didn't know what percentage was going to be deducted. So I need to adjust this so that it's 5% instead of 10% per transaction.
Yeah, and the only ones that are getting deducted right now are St. John and Brittany, not Andrew and Victoria.
Okay. That's
because Victoria's an ISA, so she's not in production, so KW won't charge her anything, I don't think. Okay. And Andrew was hired before all of this took place.
So St. John and Brittany.
St. John and Brittany are the only ones. And we have a new agent coming on in 2 weeks or so, but we can add her later.
Okay.
Her name is Cindy.
Okay. So that is basically that's where these formulas are coming from. And then, so the team referral cost of sale, if you look back at the formula over here, I kind of have to go back and forth. Should be GCI minus if there's an outside referral. Well, there wouldn't be in the case of a team referral. So that would be 0.
Team referrals, when there's an admin doing a 17%, is pretty much the only thing a team referral is.
Right. So you're taking your GCI minus 0 for an outside referral, minus the 450 DHT off the top, and then you're multiplying all of that, whatever results from that, by the referral percentage split for that admin. And then ISA, cost of sale, is your GCI. There wouldn't be an outside referral, so this would be 0, minus 450 off the top to DHT, minus, what is that?
Team referral, which would be 0.
Yeah, team referral, which would be 0.
So you're never going to have, if an ISA is scrubbing the appointment, it's not going to be a team referral from an admin or an outside referral from a RE/MAX agent, because that wouldn't make any sense. So that they'll always be exclusive of the other if there's an ISA set.
Yeah. So it's really just GCI minus 450 times the split for the ISA.
Which is 10%.
10%.
How are we on time there?
9 minutes. Okay, almost done if I can move this over. Showing agent, similar situation, GCI minus an outside referral if there is one, minus the 450 off the top to DHT, minus a team referral if there is one. And so you take all those deductions, whatever results, multiply it by the showing assistant split, and that will go in that.
Which is 5%.
5%. This is the same formula. Agent 2 is the same formula. It's just times whatever the split is for agent 2.
So if you're not using Andrew as a showing assistant with a standard 5%, but an agent went on vacation and didn't use Andrew, but worked with Brittany, and Brittany ended up writing the offer, and they worked something out and said, well, we're not going to do a 5% showing agent fee. Brittany did a lot more work. We're going to do a 15%, deduction or something like that, whatever it is. You can input it there. So it's a custom way. You might only see one or two of those a year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Gary Muccio. That's the same.
That's the same as last year.
And then this is if there is a project Lamplight contribution, this should automatically populate. It comes from this column over here. So it would be inputted here if somebody was getting a project Lamplight donation deducted from their commission. Mm-hmm. And that's specifically for the main agent, not for the other assisting types of roles.
Yeah. So is that everything?
I think so.
All right. So just to recap, everything that is written before today, January 1st, would be subject to some older formulas as it relates to agent pay. The OSA pay are older formulas, and the commission sheets that Ashley will print will be the same as before. Also, the broker cost of sale is a little bit different for those older transactions. It's a $250 off the top as opposed to a $50 off the top. Anything written January 1st, 2019 or later today, so anything entered from here on out, if you check the formula field, a couple things need to happen differently. Number one, the formula for agent pay will be different, and you'll need to input this number, column R, as per the new career track, and just ask if you have a question what somebody should get paid. Number two, the broker cost of sale will be slightly different. The formula for that is a little bit different because they're a $50 off the top, not a $250. Additionally, the broker cost of sale is a little bit different because the company dollar and the royalty are now being taken out until the team caps, and so we'll need to keep an eye on that. Lastly, when there's an ISA set, one major change that you'll need to make is when you put the ISA information over here, you'll need to change it from a system to a scrubbed lead, and the agent pay over here should reflect scrubbed payment as opposed to system payment. So those are some of the major changes we need to make sure that we're doing in 2019. As far as these notes on here, broker cost of sale, 5 columns, we covered that. How to come up with team, or what we call admin referral, is right here. ISA is calculated this way. Showing agent is calculated this way. Agent 2 is the same as showing agent. It's just if there's a unique split percentage here. And then we kind of went over this major formula for 2019, which is correct and calculated this way.
The one other thing I was just going to show you for those agent cap deductions, these are these where it's just filtered for certain agents, which for now will be Sinjin and Brittany. I have another sheet down here called agent caps, and that calculates the total amount that agent has paid towards their cap.
And that's with a 10% deduct, so she'll change that to 5% and those numbers will go down.
Right. So this will need to be monitored because there's nothing that's going to alert you to the fact that the agent has reached its cap other than these will accumulate until, there's nothing that will prompt it to stop accumulating. You'll be able to see when they've reached, or hopefully they don't surpass it, but yeah, so when they reach the 5,500, there's no alert that will happen. It's just that those numbers will reach 5,500. So maybe Ashley, you might have to go back and forth between this sheet to see who is approaching that 5,500 and when they should get cut off from getting that deduction from their commissions.
Last thing is I have a KW agent expense tab I put in here, which we're going to be updating it after I get some information from Nathan. But just to see how, as the team gets bigger and more complicated, we just want to see where agents are. I'm going to update their position per the career track, whether the team's paying their monthly fee or they're being billed separately, and then just what their exact deduct is for the off the top towards their cap and their royalty, and what their actual cap is paid to the team. So,
well, I can just move what's on that other tab onto that one if it makes it easier.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just incorporate it. So just know there's a couple tabs down here to give us all guidance as the team grows as to where everybody stands in everything, whether they're a legacy agent or a new agent, and what's being applied to them. Did you need to go over any of this for current pendings? So we're in business tracker, but based on 50 instead of 250.
That's wrong, because we talked about it.
So we talked about this, so this is incorrect, and it's been updated now.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. You're getting rid of gimme lead type, right?
Yeah, we're getting rid of gimme lead type, so that'll no longer be in there.
You're getting rid of the specific agent SOI lead sources?
No.
You're keeping them all?
Uh-huh. Each agent will have their own SOI lead source.
Even though it's ISA paid.
The source of the lead can still be Brittany's SOI, and she could refer that to Drew and get a 10%, but that wouldn't change the actual source that it came from Brittany's relationships.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I think that answers this. It's a $5,500 cap per new agent. So thanks for listening. If you have questions for Jenny or I, let us know. And hopefully once the 2018 ones are paid, this will become a little bit easier.